Live, local, late breaking. This is NewsWatch 12 this morning.
Good morning. The time is 6 o'clock on July 4th. Happy Independence Day. Welcome to NewsWatch 12 this morning. I'm Carlos Murrieta. We first want to turn over to Storm Tracker 12 meteorologist Sarah Kress for a look at our 4th of July. And Sarah, I know it's going to be a beautiful day in the Rogue Valley, but I know you're also tracking some storms out there.
Yes, it is looking like areas over west side will have a little bit better weather today compared to the east, but even this morning we're tracking out thunderstorms. We've been tracking this out quite a bit of time this morning, but we do have this storm working its way through Christmas Valley, lots of lightning along with it. But if we're taking a look out at a bigger picture, the activity this morning is only mainly into Lake County for us. We still do have time throughout the morning to see more of these storms pop up, but we'll get a short break later into the morning, and then we'll see more move in for the afternoon. But here's a look outside at Klamath Falls this morning. Looking pretty nice outside, a lot better than what we were compared to yesterday evening. But if you're heading out to the parade this morning, it is going to be on the cooler side for us. Also a little bit of mix of cloud and sunshine depending on where you are. Might want to take a light layer with you because it is going to be feeling chilly today in the morning, and highs aren't expected to climb up too high today. We're going to be below average for this time of year. Lows or highs even into the Rogue Valley only making it up into the lower 80s for us today. We still do have those thunderstorm chances, mainly going to be areas east side along the Cascades and into Northern California, and then breezes are going to pick up for us into the afternoon. We're still continuing on this morning with that red flag warning along the Cascades areas over east side, and then into eastern Lake County we have one from 2 to 8 p.m. tonight. And into the next couple of days we are expecting some nicer weather into your Saturday and Sunday, and finally we have a day that we do not have any thunderstorms into our forecast. So coming up in our next, we'll take a look at what we can expect today, time out those storms a little bit, and then take a closer look at your holiday weekend.
And on the fire watch, we're continuing to track the summit fire in the Klamath National Forest this morning. The fire is burning at 60 acres as crews battle tough conditions in remote terrain. Evacuation orders are still in place for zones SIS 1414 and SIS 2100A. A warning is in effect for zone SIS 2100B as well. Support crews from the air are continuing to drop retardant and water to slow the fire's progress down. The continued air support comes as crews battle the tough terrain with numerous snags. And as the summit fire continues to burn in the Klamath National Forest, a forest order has been enrolled now to close a large portion of the area to the public. All trails and recreation areas on the Salmon Scott River Ranger District, including the Marble Mountain Wilderness, are now closed. Violating this order could mean a fine of up to $5,000 for individuals, $10,000 for organizations, and even up to 6 months in prison. The closure will remain in effect through July 17th unless it's terminated earlier. And we're also tracking the jacket fire that broke out south of the summit fire. The fire is burning on Yellow Jacket Ridge, and it's mapped out to be just over 17 acres. There is an evacuation order for SIS 1008, and there are 3 other evacuation warnings just south of the fire. And today, law enforcement agencies across Oregon are stepping up patrols as part of Operation Dry Water. Now, this is a nationwide effort to prevent boating under the influence. The Oregon State Marine Board, OSP, and local sheriff's office are all taking part. Alcohol and drugs can seriously impair your ability to operate a boat, and those effects are often stronger on the water. Boaters caught under the influence could face jail time, fines over $6,000, and the loss of boating privileges.
People are on the water to escape the heat, and boating and swimming are 2 activities that alcohol can really increase the risk of harm.
A lot of times when you start celebrating, the time to make that decision is not when you've had maybe a couple too many. The time to make that decision is ahead of time. So pre-planning is really huge.
Patrols will be out on the road today and throughout the weekend for drunk drivers, as making the choice of driving while intoxicated can result in death and costly fines. And local organizations are encouraging you to make sure your pets are safe this holiday weekend. Jackson County Animal Shelter says that it's important to set up a comfortable indoor environment for your pets with a radio or TV to drown out loud noises. Pet owners should also have up-to-date information on their pets' tags and licenses, making it easier for animal control to locate lost pets. And make sure to exercise your pet early in the day to wear them out before the stressful evening.
Anxiety is very different for animals than it is for people. Dogs and cats don't necessarily think like that, and it's sometimes, more often than not, it's better to just leave them at home in a secure space.
Lost and found animal reports should be sent to Jackson County Animal Services. A full list of tips can be found on our website, kdrv.com. And with that being said, the 173rd Fighter Wing out of Kingsley Field will be doing Independence Day flyovers throughout Oregon and California between 9:30 a.m. and 11:30 a.m. Jets will be passing over 12 different community events in areas including Chiloquin, Gold Beach, and Lake of the Woods. For a closer look at when and where flyovers will be heading, go to our website, kdrv.com. And the One Big Beautiful Bill was passed by the House, and President Trump is expected to sign that bill into law later today during Independence Day celebrations at the White House. Now, this bundle of bills is intended to reduce spending and reduce fraud within the government. But here's how it will filter down to you. Now, if you're a parent or under the age of 64, you will now have more work requirements to maintain healthcare benefits. Work requirements are currently exempt for some parents. Now, once your children are over 7, you will be required to return to work. In 2024, Oregon was fined $15 million because its SNAP error rate was 5% higher than the national average. With the Big Beautiful Bill, all states will now be required to pay more money into the program. And when we spoke with Representative Cliff Benz earlier this year, he said this is an effort to hold states accountable for their spending.
Every state will be responsible for 5% of the program's cost, and thus, if you're giving away money, you're giving away a bunch of it's yours. And if without that skin in the game, the program is being abused.
Private property owners in communities with high fire risk, like in Northern California and Southern Oregon, are now going to have to take on more responsibility financially and physically to ensure their properties are wildfire ready. California Governor Gavin Newsom says there will be less funding for wildfire prevention programs and less personnel hired during the next fire season. Local lawmakers are responding to the passing of the spending bill as Congresswoman Val Hoyle released this statement saying, "To be clear, this is nothing but a political act by MAGA Republicans, which will result in taking money and resources away from you and giving them to their richest supporters." Meanwhile, California Congressman Doug LaMalfa celebrated the passage of the bill, saying this package delivers a lot of what we've been pushing for years. It means more jobs and stronger economy. More details on the bill, along with more reactions, are coming up in the next 10 minutes. In new this morning, President Trump has signed an executive order that increases entry fees for foreign tourists visiting national parks. Trump has directed the Interior Secretary to develop a plan to increase revenue at national parks across the country. This is part of an effort that he ordered that non-residents will also pay more for special passes to the parks. The president says money from the fees will go towards improving national parks infrastructure. And the city of Ashland is celebrating 55 years of their relationship with Guanajuato, their sister city in Mexico. Ashland unveiled the Hearts of Guanajuato at Southern Oregon University to honor the relationship. Both mayors also officially ratified their sister city declaration.
We'll move over now and sign the exact same declarations that we signed in Guanajuato, and then we will be displaying those as they are displaying them in our City Hall.
The signing of the declarations reaffirms the bond, showing that bridges are stronger than borders. It's now to be displayed in City Hall, where the Hearts of Guanajuato art exhibit is at Southern Oregon University.